Chief Executive John Lee to brief Beijing on Hong Kong's latest. Democratic Party officially disbands. And many dead in separate shootings in Australia and the US. Good evening, and thank you for staying with us at this later hour. Chief Executive John Lee will travel to Beijing from tomorrow through Wednesday to deliver his annual duty report. Earlier, the city leader said he would report to national leaders on the follow-up work of the Wang Fuk Court fire. During his Monday to Wednesday visit, Chief Executive John Lee will report to state leaders on the latest economic, social, and political situation in Hong Kong. A few days ago, the city leader unveiled more details of the establishment of an independent committee on the deadly blaze at Wang Fuk Court in Taipo. At the time, he also revealed that he would update state leaders during his Beijing visit on the post-fire response and relief efforts. Lee earlier said President Xi Jinping expressed great concern over the incident, and he would report in detail on the work done by the SAR government as well as the collective efforts of Hong Kong society. Lee also notes that President Xi would likely be interested in Hong Kong's progress under the 14th Five-Year Plan, including the development strategies and achievements made in the policy address over the years. They include the international perception of Hong Kong, the room for further strengthening, and how to better serve the overall development of the country. During Lee's duty visit to the capital, Chief Secretary for Administration Eric Chan will serve as the acting chief executive. Meanwhile, Chief Executive of Macau, Sampo Fai, will also travel to Beijing from Monday to Wednesday to report to national leaders on the enclave's work in the past year as well as the policy priorities for 2026. The Owners Corporation of Wang Fuk Court will hold a meeting on Wednesday to discuss matters including condition of the complex's fire system before the deadly Taipo fire. Memo Singai reports.
According to the notice issued by the Owners Corporation, the meeting is scheduled at 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday at Taiwan Neighborhood Community Center. After a memorial ceremony, Wang Fuk Court's management company will deliver a presentation to cover items such as the fire system's condition before the blaze and the progress of different types of insurance compensation for households. On Sunday, legislator-elect Aaron Bok, representing the engineering sector, said that the government should require the involvement of third-party assistance to help owners and management companies find suitable consultants and contractors when buildings undergo large-scale renovation projects. Meanwhile, a judge-led independent committee set up by the government to investigate the calamity will start operating later this month. The committee will probe into aspects including the causes of the fire and if any of the city's building maintenance and renovation projects have systematic problems. Separately, starting from Monday to February of next year, the hospital authority will provide free Chinese medicine consultation sessions for each Wang Fuk Court resident. Members 9, TVB News.
The Democratic Party formally disbands today. The decision was made in a special meeting in which party members passed a resolution to dissolve and wind up the party, which had operated for more than 3 decades in the city. Once Hong Kong's largest party in the legislature, the Democratic Party officially dissolves and enters liquidation. Meeting the press after the party's special meeting, DP Chairman Lo Kin-hei says the resolution to disband was passed with near unanimous support. The subsequent procedures will be handed over to liquidators for follow-up.
We have different consideration, and one important point is the political environment, and that is the answer I can give you today, tomorrow, next few months, next year. The answer will all be the same.
Lo says the Democratic Party has no plans to start a new body under a different name, but he admits some members might be affiliated with other political groups, but that would be their personal choice. The Democratic was once the city's largest party in the British-era legislature before the handover and the first post-1997 Legislative Council. After the city's electoral overhaul, no more members of the Democratic Party were elected into LegCo. Multiple people were killed after a shooting at Australia's popular Bondi Beach tourist area in Sydney, officials said. At least 11 people are reportedly dead and many others injured. Reports say 2 gunmen were involved, with one of them killed by police and the other in critical condition. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese called the incident shocking and distressing, adding that emergency responders are on the ground and working to save lives. ABC aired footage showing people lying on the ground, with witnesses describing blood everywhere and many people on the ground. The channel reported that one of the gunmen was Naveed Akram from Bonnerick and in Sydney's southwest. The attack took place during a candle lighting ceremony to mark the first day of the Jewish holiday celebration. One video showed a man dressed in a black shirt firing a large weapon before being tackled by a man in a white t-shirt who wrestled his weapon off him. A mass shooting at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island has left 2 people dead and 9 critically injured. The school told students to shelter in place, lock their doors, silence phones, and stay hidden until further notice. More than 400 law enforcement personnel were deployed to the scene. A person of interest has been detained. Tracy Furness has more.
Providence Police Department Saturday released video of the suspect dressed in black leaving the engineering building where the attack took place on Brown University's campus, his face not visible. Police scattered across the campus and into an affluent neighbourhood filled with historic and stately brick homes, searching academic buildings, backyards and porches for hours late into the night after the shooting erupted in the afternoon. One witness who was in a nearby lab when the shooting took place described how they stayed safe.
I was working in the lab with my 3 other friends. It's an overwhelming week for us, and I was in the middle of working, and my friends told me that they received a notification of a shooting incident just 1 block away from us. So we decided to close all the doors and turn all the lights off and hide under the desks and wait for the next notification.
This man was waiting anxiously for news of his sister, who was working on campus at the time of the shooting.
I was scared. I see it I've never seen it in so many police cars in one area ever in my life. It's a relief that my sister made it home safe. I was worried because her phone was off. She wasn't answering any texts, any calls. They weren't going through. But my mom informed me her phone died, but she just made it home as fast as she could.
Was she in that building at all, or was she near
She was about to study in the library.
Speaking to reporters, Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee said President Trump and FBI Director Kash Patel had called to offer help in capturing the suspect.
I have had calls along with the mayor, with the FBI Director Patel, who was offered assistance to us as well, a direct assistance. I just received a call from the President Trump as well, expressing the same type of urgency and the same type of offers to respond to us in a way that we, 1, keep people safe, but also 2, we're going to make sure that we catch the individual that brought so much suffering to so many people.
Tracy Furness, TVB News.
And still ahead, Vietnam emerges as key manufacturing destination. Welcome back. Belarus has freed 123 prisoners, including Nobel Peace Prize laureate Alex Bialiatski, as part of a deal with Washington that lifts U.S. sanctions on the country's crucial fertilizer exports. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko, a close ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin, is keen to ease punishing Western sanctions, having released hundreds of prisoners since 2024. Last week, Kareem with more.
Crowds chant "Long live Belarus" on the streets of Vilnius, Lithuania, as a convoy carrying Nobel Peace Laureate Alex Bialiatski makes its way to the U.S. Embassy. He said he was taken blindfolded across Belarus, and he has yet to recover from the emotional shock of being released. Bialiatski is seen here with Sviatlana Tsikhanskaya, an exiled opposition figure who tried to challenge Lukashenko in 2020 elections. Bialyatsky said his release after 1,613 days in prison felt like he had jumped out of icy water into a normal warm room. The 63-year-old founded Belarus's oldest human rights group, Vyasna, and was imprisoned in the Gorky penal colony after being convicted of smuggling and financing actions that violated public order, which he said was politically motivated. Kolesnikova was a key figure in the mass protests that rocked Belarus in 2020. She became a symbol of resistance when authorities tried to deport her in September 2020. Driven to the Ukrainian border, she briefly broke away from security, tore up her passport and walked back into Belarus. The 43-year-old professional flautist was convicted in 2021 on charges including conspiracy to seize power and sentenced to 11 years in prison. U.S. envoy to Belarus, John Cole, met with Lukashenko on Saturday.
The instructions of President Trump, we, the United States, will be lifting the sanctions on potash. So, which is yes, that'll be discussed. There'll be more in the future as we go down this road to normalization. There'll be more sanctions lifted.
A close ally of Russia, Minsk has faced Western isolation and sanctions for years. Lukashenko has ruled a nation of 9.5 million for more than 3 decades, and the country has been repeatedly sanctioned by the West. Since 2024, Belarus has released hundreds of prisoners. Nazri Karim, TVB News.
In recent years, Vietnam has emerged as a key destination for foreign manufacturers. In the second episode of our series Visions of Vietnam, some Hong Kong factory owners say the country's youthful workforce, with some speaking Chinese, has reinforced confidence in Vietnam's long-term growth. TVB News visited a factory there. Boasting more than 2 decades of experience in eyewear manufacturing, this Hong Kong company has long operated factories in Shenzhen. 7 years ago, it began diversifying its footprint, expanding production to Long An province near Ho Chi Minh City in southern Vietnam. Sustainability now sits at its heart. Recycled materials, including discarded plastic bottles, are transformed into eyewear frames with biodegradable materials used to produce lenses. Beyond its own in-house label, the company also provides one-stop services from design to material sourcing and manufacturing for a number of international brands, with annual output standing at between 2 and 3 million pairs of glasses. The company's managing director Jackie Lam says, while northern and central Vietnam have been hit multiple times by typhoons and flooding this year, their southern location has largely shielded operations from severe damage.
Some parts of the country actually, faces much more challenges than we are right here in Ho Chi Minh. It caused a few things like logistics, because we have some materials that are shipped from China is coming through by truck.
Their Vietnam facility now employs more than 450 workers, with the company continuing to scale up its team.
We actually have a lot of staff who came in who only knew a little bit of Chinese, but then through their own learning capabilities, they are able to start to speak with us and explain things in Chinese. The work culture with the language help, it helps to facilitate the improvement of efficiency.
Speaking in Cantonese, Vietnamese employee Annie says she saw burgeoning opportunities in her country with more Hong Kong and mainland Chinese investment in recent years. Most of this factory's eyewear products require high-precision manual work, meaning some of the processes cannot be easily replaced by automated production lines. That also means Vietnam makes it an affordable and cost-effective option for setting up its manufacturing plant. Chairman of the Federation of Hong Kong Industries, Anthony Lam, says Vietnam's proximity to China's Yunnan and Guangxi regions gives it a logistical edge.
In China, the salary is growing a lot, apart from the inner part of China. But the inner part of China, the logistics is also expensive if you go to the port. If there's another additional manufacturing facility like China Plus N, it can be exported from Vietnam or Malaysia or Indonesia, and also for the domestic market.
A Filipino domestic worker who survived a devastating Taipo fire had her contract terminated due to the employer's financial difficulties. Samantha Lee spoke to her.
Memories of the Taipo fire still haunt her more than 2 weeks after it happened. Vami Maras Valles Ferrado is a Filipino who worked for a family of 4 in Wang Fuk Court. Choking back tears, the survivor recounted how she escaped from 17th floor while holding a baby boy in her arm together with his grandma. The nightmare started in a peaceful afternoon when she was looking after a sleeping toddler until someone knocked on the door.
When I was already on the 15th floor, that's when I learned that the building was on fire. I was already feeling the heat and I could smell something was burning. I was crying already. I was shaking and I was carrying the baby. The grandmother was behind me. So when I opened the door, I saw that the other building is already almost gone. It's on fire. It was raining like stones, hot stones. It was raining materials that are burning. They are already falling down. The people were shouting, and I was praying that for the Lord to help me. I was trying to calm the baby, trying to make him stop crying, and then I covered the baby with a jacket. When I was running, then I would turn back again, and I saw that the grandmother is not behind me. So I tried to find her again because I couldn't find her. It's a good thing that, so I was shouting. It's a good thing that the grandmother saw me. So the grandmother saw me and she was approaching me.
Fortunately, the trio managed to escape unscathed. But just a few days ago, Femi got another piece of bad news.
Then my agency told me that I'm going to sign something, and I saw that it's an on-the-spot termination by my employer. I understand because they also their property got caught on fire. But it also hurt me because I tried to do my best and this still happened to me.
She is a single mom of 4, 2 in college and 2 in high school. She said she will take some rest to recover mentally and physically before finding the next employer.
Christmas is around the corner. The organizations are sending out packages of daily necessities to foreign domestic workers who survived the Taipo fire. Each of them will also be given a suitcase that they can carry the packages along. Samantha Lee, TVB News.
Under the influence of a dry northeast monsoon, winds have picked up strength across Hong Kong with a marked drop in temperatures. Many residents wrapped themselves in winter coats this morning. Some put on scarves. The observatory says a dry northeast monsoon will continue to bring slightly cooler weather to the coast of southern China over the next couple of days. And that's the news. Once again, thank you for staying with us.